Are both the United States and Taiwan genuinely confused as she's fighter jets appear to have suddenly vanished from the skies over Taipei after years of relentless pressure? Have PLA jet sorties near Taiwan really collapsed to a 3-year low? And is this unusual calm simply the quiet before an even bigger storm? With warships stepping back and white-hulled Coast Guard vessels stepping in, has she quietly changed his entire game plan when it comes to pressuring Taiwan? Is this genuinely a real de-escalation from Beijing? Or could it simply be she's clever new way of fooling both the United States and Taiwan into a false sense of security? Beijing's long-running pressure strategy against Taiwan appears to be genuinely changing, as the skies above the island have grown noticeably quieter in recent months. According to the South China Morning Post, PLA fighter jet sorties near Taiwan fell sharply to just 1,334 during the entire first half of 2026. The SCMP reported on July 25 that this total represented less than half of the previous year's figures, marking an outright 3-year low in activity. Taiwan recorded a striking 38 separate days this year without detecting a single PLA warplane anywhere near its airspace, according to the report. Military pressure on Taiwan had remained consistently high ever since Nancy Pelosi's 2022 visit to Taipei triggered a wave of large-scale PLA drills. PLA fighter jet sorties had topped a staggering 5,400 throughout the entirety of 2025, reflecting the intensity of pressure at that time. Crossings of the median line separating Taiwan from mainland China plunged sharply to just 810 during the first half of 2026 alone. The month of March in particular saw only 162 PLA aircraft detected anywhere near Taiwan, an unusually low figure by recent standards. That March figure marked the lowest monthly count recorded since January of 2023, underscoring just how significant this shift has been. According to the SCMP, experts have directly linked this dramatic decline to Xi Jinping's earlier summit meeting with Donald Trump held in Beijing. Beijing may have deliberately softened its stance specifically to avoid fueling even greater Western military support flowing toward Taipei in response. She also personally met with Taiwan's KMT chair Chung Li-won back in April, marking the first such direct talks held in nearly a decade. Beijing subsequently announced 10 new measures specifically designed to expand economic exchanges across the Taiwan Strait following that meeting. According to the SCMP, U.S. intelligence agencies no longer expect a Chinese invasion of Taiwan to actually take place in 2027 as previously feared. Marco Rubio stated that Beijing would ultimately prefer achieving political unification with Taiwan rather than resorting to outright military force. Lloyd Austin similarly stated that he believes she is unlikely to attempt taking Taiwan by force anytime in the near future. Former PLA officers have revealed that current military training now focuses far more broadly on the wider Pacific region rather than Taiwan specifically. Analysts also cited budget cost cuts, urgent maintenance needs, and ongoing command restructuring as additional factors behind this noticeable slowdown. Notably, sweeping anti-corruption purges have already removed many of the PLA's most senior military leaders from their positions in recent years. Despite this sharp drop in fighter jets, China has simultaneously and sharply increased its Coast Guard patrols operating around Taiwan. Official Chinese law enforcement ships operating near Taiwan rose to a total of 252 during the first half of 2026 alone. The month of June specifically recorded the highest monthly number of Chinese Coast Guard ships near Taiwan seen since 2024. Experts believe that this current de-escalation trend could realistically continue on into the second half of 2026 as well. However, upcoming U.S. midterm elections, along with Taiwan's own elections, could once again raise cross-strait tensions in the months ahead. Satellite images have revealed a new Chinese nuclear attack submarine under construction at Jiangnan Shipyard, highlighting a major undersea upgrade just as Beijing accelerates its broader naval expansion. The vessel features an extremely low-profile sail compared with older designs, signaling a deliberate shift toward a sleeker silhouette that presents less structure above the main hull. This radically minimized sail is aimed at reducing drag, flow noise, and the chances of detection underwater, allowing the submarine to move more efficiently and quietly through the water while creating a smaller acoustic and radar signature for adversaries to track. By almost eliminating the traditional conning tower, the design trades some handling ease and topside ergonomics for improved stealth and hydrodynamics, prioritizing survivability and covert approach over classic above-water visibility and command space. Subsequent, clearer imagery showed that the boat in fact carries a very low sail rather than being truly sailless, indicating that China is experimenting with an intermediate configuration that preserves essential sensors and masts while still cutting its profile dramatically. Details of this discovery were reported on July 23 by the defense news outlet Defense Security Asia, which framed the submarine as a potential harbinger of how future Chinese attack boats will seek to outpace and outhide US and allied undersea forces. The submarine is estimated to be about 120 meters long with a beam of roughly 10 to 11 meters, placing it among the larger attack boat hulls in China's fleet and signaling significant internal volume for reactors, weapons, and sensors. Analysts note that this size exceeds the dimensions of the Type 093 Shang class and brings it into the same general hull length category as U.S. Virginia-class submarines, suggesting Beijing is pursuing a comparable blue-water, long-endurance attack role. These dimensions firmly place the craft in nuclear attack submarine territory, according to expert assessments, because the overall length, displacement envelope, and beam align with known nuclear-powered fast attack designs rather than smaller coastal boats. Specialists also argue that the vessel is far too large to be a diesel-electric submarine and too narrow to house the massive missile compartment needed for a modern ballistic missile SSBM, reinforcing the view that this is a purpose-built nuclear attack boat rather than a strategic missile carrier. The submarine was reportedly built at Jiangnan Shipyard, a yard better known for turning out aircraft carriers and large surface warships, which makes this nuclear hull a clear sign that Beijing is expanding what that facility can do. This development marks a significant extension of China's undersea industrial base beyond its long-established nuclear center at Huludao, giving the Navy more than one major yard capable of building nuclear-powered submarines. Earlier in 2026, a Type 095 nuclear-powered attack submarine was sighted at the Bohai/Huludao shipyard, showing that advanced next-generation designs are still flowing out of China's traditional submarine cradle. Taken together, these boats indicate that China now operates parallel nuclear production lines, allowing it to push multiple classes or iterations of attack submarines through the pipeline at the same time. For the United States and its allies, the presence of two nuclear-capable shipyards means China can expand its submarine fleet faster and more broadly, shrinking warning timelines and complicating long-term undersea force planning. China is also now producing quieter, faster nuclear submarines at more than 1 yard, marrying industrial scale with generational improvements in stealth, propulsion, and noise reduction. The new boat appears to sport X-form stern rudders and likely employs a pumpjet propulsor, a combination associated with enhanced maneuverability and lower acoustic signatures on modern nuclear attack submarines. Its streamlined bow and low-drag hull profile favor quiet high-speed transit, enabling the submarine to cover long distances stealthily while reducing the hydrodynamic noise that adversary sonar systems rely on. This kind of design is particularly well suited to slipping through choke points like the Bashi Channel and the Miyako Strait, where concentrated anti-submarine patrols and sensors make signatures and transit speed crucial. No official name, displacement figures, or detailed weapons data have yet been released by Beijing, leaving outside observers to reconstruct its role and capabilities from satellite imagery, measurements, and design cues. Even so, many analysts assess that China is on a trajectory toward fielding roughly 70 to 80 submarines by the 2030s, with the proportion of nuclear-powered boats in that total rising as new SSNs and SSBNs enter service. The nuclear share of China's fleet is expected to grow over time as older diesel-electric hulls are retired or shifted to secondary roles and new nuclear designs roll off the lines at both Huludao and Jiangnan. For Western navies, this emerging submarine is both a technological leap in Chinese undersea design and an industrial warning that the country's nuclear building capacity is broader, more resilient, and more ambitious than it was a decade ago.